AI is here. Humanoid robots is here. I don't know if we're ready for it. I don't know. We either gonna collide or we either gonna integrate and live as one, but eventually these AI is gonna have conscious and we ain't gonna be able to utilize them like how we think we is. They gonna write, they gonna gain more awareness. It's bigger than just ChatGPT. It's bigger than that. It's bigger than just ChatGPT. It's much more deeper than that. You know? If you don't believe me, let's watch this X video. Check this video out.
Imagine a world where criminals don't spend decades behind bars, but instead serve their entire sentence in just a few minutes. Welcome to Cognify, a mind-bending concept that proposes treating offenders like patients. Instead of being locked in traditional cells, inmates are placed into high-tech pods where vivid, AI-generated artificial memories are implanted directly into their brains. These lifelike experiences are custom-tailored in real time to match the severity of the crime and the individual's specific rehabilitation needs. Because
they're able to take over your brain now. What? You feel me? Like if you go into prison, they gonna send you, the next generation is gonna have a hard time like dealing with this. Like you ain't gonna be able to do certain crimes because the consequences behind them. Nobody gonna want to be hooked up to that machine. Did you see that? Nobody don't want to get hooked up to no machine and sent off to prison. No way, Jose. No, I'm not voting for that. So like I said, something gonna have to give. We either gonna live in peace and one, or something gonna have to give. Now trucks, they taking over, and trucking is not safe. Like they got people controlling, they got the robots able to control itself without no human being driving it. They got the robot able to control itself without no human being driving it. Like that's deep. That's deep. Because that means a lot of truck driver jobs gonna be at stake. And then how they gonna be able to read the roads. There's a big truck with no human being driving it, with other beings driving inside of other cars. That's kind of scary. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. That one I don't know. Let's check this one out.
Autonomous cars, but now there are autonomous trucks.
Engage success.
For the first time, a driverless commercial truck delivered freight, completing a 230-mile route from Houston to Dallas on time. This is time-lapse video of that drive with no one in the cab. The company, Bot Auto, argues autonomous trucks are the future. Since there are no drivers, they don't face fatigue or need brakes, reducing overall costs.
We go where sometimes humans do not want to go. I-45 is very challenging. There's a lot of traffic.
Driverless trucks are only legal in some states. California is not one of them yet, but the DMV just gave the green light to test heavy-duty autonomous vehicles, including semi-trucks on California roads. This small trucking company owner supports the technology.
If you ask any truck company what their biggest problem is, it's usually the drivers, keeping them safe and keeping them out of accidents. With automated trucks, those things are easier to deal with.
The California Teamsters Union is against the move. They plan to continue pushing for good jobs and road safety, saying the DMV's decision to rush forward with driverless heavy-duty trucks is reckless.
Clearly, though, there's drawbacks. It definitely has the potential to improve goods movement, to lower costs of moving freight, but it's going to change our workforce.
Experts say these advancements mean driverless trucks could drive 24/7.
But the robots definitely like here, and they will be in schools and everything, implemented in schools and everything by 2027. So people got to get ready for it.
Very soon, artificial intelligence will move from our mobile phones to humanoids that deliver utility. Since our environment is designed for people, humanoid systems are uniquely suited to navigate and operate within our world. They fit well. Imagine a humanoid educator named Plato. Access to the classical studies is now instantaneous. Literature, science, art, philosophy, mathematics, and history. Humanity's entire corpus of information is available in the comfort of your home. Play-Doh will provide a personalized experience, adaptive to the needs of each student. Play-Doh is always patient and always available. Predictably, our children will develop deep critical thinking and independent reasoning abilities. The AI-powered Play-Doh will boost analytics skills and problem solving and adapt in real time to a student's pace, prior knowledge, and even emotional state.
Switzerland was doing an investigation on Meta glasses and allegedly sending it off. Sending the data, very private data over to Africa, and they was like utilizing it, and the people that was using the glasses didn't know that they were sending it off they sending that information off to Africa. They fired over 1,000 people, man, for exposing the glasses. They fired over 1,000 people for exposing these glasses who was working for them. And when they fired them because they was leaking out information, like kids going to the bathroom, like stuff like that. Like they was hacking the glasses and sending the information off, private, real private information. Yeah. Check this video out, bro.
I have a lot of good friends who are installing the AI browser on their computer and allowing it to control their computer, and they're getting the cameras installed. They're getting the glasses that have microphones and cameras on them, right?
It's terrifying.
It's terrifying stuff. And, Meta, there's a class action lawsuit coming up against them because it came out that they are contracting with a company in Kenya to help them with quality assurance on their Meta glasses. And so they have people in Kenya watching videos to make sure that the videos are high quality. Well, these are videos of people in their bedroom, coming out of the bathroom, doing things that people do in private spaces. And it's come out that this is happening. And this isn't just Meta employees. It's just contractors that they've hired in some other country. This happened while I was at Apple with Amazon Alexa, that they had people in Ukraine listening to people's conversations through the Alexa devices for quality assurance purposes, right? But it's this huge vulnerability and this huge backdoor that we're opening up. And so I think people need to just be more open and aware to this.
Hey, wherever you are, where that land meets the ocean, there is an underwater cable there beneath the waves that connects you to the rest of the world. And it is these cables, they're about the size of a garden hose in most cases, that carry 95% of the world's digital data. Phone calls, emails, you name it. It's not satellites, it's not wireless magic. It is this stuff on your screen, a massive network that physically lashes together the continents of Earth and spans nearly 1 million miles in the process. And here's the really concerning part. These cables can break, just like cables on land. Sometimes it's just an act of life.
Yeah, I ain't know that. I didn't know that the cable cords and everything was ran underneath the Earth. I literally thought we had satellites in the sky. Like, I don't know. I'm starting to believe, like, ain't nothing out of space. NASA really do stands for the sea. So I don't know. And another thing. Let's just check this other one out. But they ain't spraying our skies though. It's not a conspiracy. This shit happening, y'all. Chemtrails, this shit happening, man.
I believe our government has made contact with intelligent extraterrestrials.
Something I can't discuss in public setting.
If you believe we have crashed craft, stated earlier, do we have the bodies of the pilots who piloted this craft?
Biologics came with some of these recoveries.
Biologics?
Were they, I guess, human or non-human biologics?
Non-human, and that was the assessment of people with direct knowledge on the program I talked to that are currently still on the program.
So listen, supposedly they're supposed to be setting up this allegedly, I don't know if it's true or not, this is a conspiracy theory. You know how most conspiracies coming up true though. Anyway, who knew who? But allegedly they supposed to be setting up this MK Ultra to set off this fake alien invasion, and people noticing it. You know, some people like, oh, Jesus Christ, yo, that's what they want y'all to believe coming back, and they're supposed to be like a hologram and stuff. Yeah, it's supposed to be deep, but they kind of mix up the words with word games. Like it's an alien invasion, but what the government and what they talking about is extraterrestrials. You know, so it's a word game. Like you gotta know these things, and then on top of that, if you know, you know. Like we know who they is. We been kind of knew who these people was before they. I don't know how to explain it, but yeah. So y'all hear about these ticks? I don't know. Let me show you.
Boxes of Lone Star ticks across their properties. They move 3 times faster than the average tick, and it carries a substance called alpha-gal. Shortly after you've been bitten, you get what's called alpha-gal syndrome, which makes you permanently allergic to all red meat. In 2009, there was only a few dozen cases. And in 2026, the CDC announced we have around 450,000 cases. It's a 100x increase since 2013. Now, mainstream news is telling you this increase is from climate change and rising deer populations, but I don't know if that's the truth. Recent tick bite ER visits are off the charts. Now, this is where it starts becoming suspicious. Bill Gates has funded research into a bio company named Oxitec to genetically modify ticks. Another connection is that he is heavily invested in plant-based meat companies called Impossible Food and Nature's Find. This would force everyone that has alpha-gal syndrome and wanted their red meat fix to buy his product. In a published peer-reviewed bioethics journal, they argue we should genetically engineer ticks to make people allergic to meat. In the article it says, we argue that if eating meat is morally impermissible, then efforts to prevent the spread of tick-borne AGS are also morally impermissible. Then right below it says tick-borne AGS is a moral bioenhancer if and when it motivates people to stop eating meat. And at the top of the article it says beneficial blood-sucking. Also, here is a World Economic Forum linked bioethicist, and he calls for genetically modifying humans to induce meat intolerance.
So for example, I have milk intolerance, and some people are intolerant to crayfish. So possibly we can use human engineering to make it the case that we're intolerant to certain kinds of meat, to certain kinds of bovine proteins. And there's actually analogs of this in life. There's this thing called the Lone Star tick, where if it bites you, you will become allergic to meat. I can sort of describe the mechanism. So that's something that we can do through human engineering. We can kind of possibly address really big world problems through human engineering.
Here's a map of all the hot spots that these Lone Star ticks reside in, and it's mainly in the southeast regions. So if you know anyone in these specific areas that have land, wilderness, ask them about the tick increase, and I guarantee you they'll tell you that it's more than they've seen in previous years. This isn't anything new. The CIA has declassified documents that they weaponized and released infected ticks over sugar fields in Cuba back in the day under President Kennedy. You also have Plum Island, which was a top secret animal biological warfare lab, which is where Lyme disease came out of in the 70s. From what I've read, these ticks don't like lavender, peppermint, and a synthetic insecticide called
In the Shar Mountains of Kosovo, a photographer found this. It is fused solidly inside the rock.
What the hell?
It looks exactly like an electrical transformer with a copper coil. The transformers were invented in the 1880s. If this rock is thousands of years old, who was building high-voltage tech back then? Welcome to Chrono Archives.
It looks exactly like an electric transformer copper. It looks exactly like it, and it was found in the 1800s. That is cool. Yeah. High voltage tech. I wonder who did build it, because that is some high voltage tech, and then it's in a rock. It's coil. We can definitely use that right now. I'm tired of paying bills. We can use that We can use that type of device right now. We all tired of it. They got a cap on electrician down. Energy. They cap energy down here. We've been kind of knew that extraterrestrials are here. You know, like they here living with us. But the aliens, I don't know so much about, because, you know, blue beam, you feel me? fake ass host project. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know nothing about that, but this is a government guy, so this stuff is not like fake or fiction. This is governmental, our government and people in Congress, and they actually talking about it publicly. So they just letting us know that they exist, but on the other end, they using wordplay. I don't think aliens are the same thing as extraterrestrials. I think all of this stuff exists down here that we don't think exists. Like all of it is real, and it's kind of scary and good at the same time. But I honestly think that is what it really is. But this is the Mixed Messenger 369. I hope y'all liked the video. I'm out.